Hey, low carb family. I am just taking a moment to sit down, take a break out of my day, and thought I'd just have a conversation with you while I'm sitting here. I'm enjoying being outside. It's a little muggy, but it's cloudy, so the sun does not feel so hot, and I'm trying to get some sun on my very white legs, thanks to my Scottish heritage. So I just wanted to say, I've experienced something out of the ordinary, unexpected, due to almost completing 2 weeks of this carnivore experiment or carnivore based experiment. Um, and I thought I'd have a conversation because some of you might relate to what I'm going to tell you about. Today is Saturday, and I slept till about 8 o'clock, got up, had my coffee, relaxed, did some reading, and then got into doing some laundry and dishes and things of that nature. So I finished up with some of that, and then I was in the kitchen. I'm like, man, my kitchen cabinets, my stove, my refrigerator, all of them really, really need wiped off because the outsides of them were starting to look like things had been dripped and splattered and all kinds of things. Now, keep in mind, this probably looked that way for a while, I'll be honest. And although I would see it and think, man, I need to do that, I would always be like, I don't really feel like doing that right now. But today was different. Today I had this unusual amount of energy, and I've noticed this energy some throughout the week, when I would normally be already too tired. I could just keep going, and today I wiped down all of my cabinets. Now, I didn't clean out the inside or the inside of the refrigerator. That we'll save for another day. But I got the stool out, climbed up on the stool so I could reach the top of the cabinets, wiped all that down, wiped off the outside of the refrigerator and the front of my stove, and felt pretty good about it. It was, I don't know, let me know in the comments if you also feel a sense of accomplishment when you just do simple, ordinary tasks like that, because that's kind of how it felt. And the reason this is so different for me, and this is where some of you might relate, is the fact that if you lived most of your adult life as an obese person, simple tasks like that seem very overwhelming and sometimes impossible, because you're gonna feel horrible, that you're not gonna probably not be able to do it, or you're just gonna do it but then your body's gonna hurt for a few days, and so you put off doing it. And I just want to know if others can relate to that, feeling that way. Now, to those of you watching this who say, what's the big deal? I do that kind of stuff all the time. Well, that's great, and I'm happy for you, but there are people out there like me who simple tasks like that were just overwhelming and difficult, and something that, took a lot of energy that I did not have. Not to mention the fact that my time is very limited, just due to things in life right now, and so I felt good. I felt good enough to do all of that, and I still feel good. Now, by the time I was done, yes, I needed a little bit of a break, but I don't have back pain, stiffness, my knees are okay. All of those things I really, really believe are related to the fact that I have been carnivore based for almost 2 weeks now. It's just weird. I just want to know if anybody else can relate to feeling that way. And also, I think I've talked about this before. Back to, those of us who have been obese most of our lives, we Um, just the thought of doing something would be like overwhelming because you knew it took a lot of physical energy. And, you know, there were things we just didn't get accomplished. Or if you were like me and you're full time employed, unfortunately, when you got some vacation time, that's when you would get some things accomplished, because going through, everything you got to do on your regular basis, you just are too tired by the end of the day to get anything else done. So I'm hoping that that will increase as well. I do come home from work and cook dinner, clean up, and have a few things to do, and then sit down and maybe have an hour, sometimes an hour and a half before bedtime to try to unwind, watch some TV or something. Um, but I'm really hoping to see this energy increase. Um, I think it's going to be amazing, because just what it is already is mind-blowing. Yes, I felt really good, and I do feel good when I eat keto. It has amazing benefits and results. But I have to admit, I feel even better um, being carnivore, and I am not full carnivore. I have disclosed that. In fact, after listening to a recent video with Dr. Sivis, he explained that he is carnivore based, and I think that term kind of fits me. Um, Everything is carnivore except for like my protein powder and a little bit of sweetener, but everything else would be carnivore. So I'll call it carnivore based. But I'm just very, very happy so far with the results. I would say the scale this week, as of this morning, it stayed the same all week long. However, I can tell in my clothes already, and I've had other people notice that I'm losing weight. And so that's just in a 2-week span. So, and I've been working out, um, my type of working out, more walking and some arm curls with the bands, and the vibration plate. Those things I have done several days this week. So to me, that's working out. Again, it takes a little bit of easing into for those of us like me who have not been accustomed to doing things like that. So just wanted to come along, share this with you guys and see if you relate. Sorry, I realize I'm sitting here rocking in my rocking chair, so I hope I didn't make you seasick or anything. But and there's a bee flying behind my head. I do not like bees. Um, Not allergic, I just don't like bugs, especially spiders. Oh, yuck. Anyway, um, just wanted to share and find out if others of you have felt that. Something else I've noticed, and this has just been throughout my whole 3 years of eating keto and low carb, is my mindset. It's hard to erase the old thoughts, and what I mean by the old thoughts are the the old me before I started keto, before I started this journey. The old me just would think, I can't, I can't. I can't was a big part of my vocabulary. I can't do laundry and wipe down the cabinets and do dishes all in the same day. I can't. Well, I can. So even now, when I'll go to start something, it's the old I can't pops into my head, but then I'm like, yeah, I think I can. And so I'm able to do more. And again, I know some of you, even some of you who have had a weight problem all your life, have been able to do more than I could. So this is, to me, an incredible benefit. And I was sitting here thinking, I was going to do this June challenge, not a challenge. I called it not a challenge, an experiment. with this carnivore-based diet. But I, I really, 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 I really think, and I hope that I'm going to continue this. Um, I'd like to continue on this for a while, several months, maybe till I get the rest of my extra weight off. Um, and then even from there, even from getting the rest of my weight off, I will stay, I think I'll stay pretty close to this carnivore based diet. And then my treats would probably be very clean keto related. So now the only thing, and I've been eating those frozen treats instead because I couldn't get the carnivore ice cream to come out right in my Ninja Creamy machine. Now I might try it sometime, like if I'm home, because I think the key to that is you can only freeze it 3 or 4 hours instead of overnight, which is what I was used to with the keto chow creamies. So, but I will tell you right up front that next month is my birthday. I'll be 56 years old. Woo! And I will probably make myself a keto chow ice cream, and that'll be my treat. No cake. I'm cool without cake, but I may have some keto chow ice cream, and I might share that video with you as well. And then 2 times this week, I would say we're close. Well, that's why I think it might be good to say carnivore based, because I had 2 work events that I had something extra. So what I mean by that is we had one meeting at work, and then they supplied lunch, which was pizza. So I could have just not eaten lunch, which I have been doing for a while. If you've been watching, you know that I am not really very hungry at lunch, but I felt like partaking. So what I did, now they had a cauliflower pizza, and when I'm normally eating keto, I will eat cauliflower pizza. But I knew that was just way too far off of the carnivore based eating. So what I did was got some of the cauliflower pizza, because I think my boss, he knew that I've been low carb, and there was maybe another employee or two that are gluten free. So he had bought those, so we would have them. So I got 3 or 4 little squares of the cauliflower pizza, and I just ate the toppings, which were pepperoni and cheese. And I know there was probably a tad bit of sauce on it, not really much, but that's how I handled that day. And so I still felt good about that. And then yesterday we had our work picnic, company picnic, and so I still feel like I did really well. Yesterday was the only day in this couple of weeks that I had a diet pop. I did have that at the picnic, along with lots of water, because it was hot out. And then I had, what I ate was, they did have chicken wings, they had buffalo wings, and then they had a pizza place. And I got all meat pizza and just ate the toppings. So I had toppings and wings, and what was nice was they had it like a buffet style. So I got to go back up. So because they gave you small amounts, and I knew that was not enough, because I had not eaten lunch, I don't believe, that day. Maybe I did. I can't remember now. But so I went back up and just got one more helping of the pizza and the wings, and had that, and I was totally satisfied and felt like I still stayed carnivore based. So I was very happy with myself. I did not eat dessert. The other options they had, if you're from my area, you're familiar with Schmidt's German food. I could have got a hot dog. They have big giant hot dogs. I could have got like a big piece of bologna, or a sausage, but those things are kind of not my favorite. So so I decided on the pizza toppings, and the chicken wings. And my husband, he had a delicious, big, thick piece of bologna from Schmidt's, and he enjoyed that. So overall, I think that was a win for staying carnivore based at a company picnic. Now keep in mind, if you know Schmidt's, you know they have these big, giant cream puffs. I did not eat one. I got one and gave it to someone else there. And so um, Jim did well. He did not have dessert. He did eat some of the like potato salad and stuff that came with his. But again, he is not doing my experiment. So overall, it was a great, I'd call it a success as far as staying carnivore based. So today I have just had my coffee and my protein, and I had a little bit, made me an iced coffee for lunch with some more protein. Weekends I sometimes will have something like that for my lunch. And dinner, I'm gonna make probably taco meat, and so have that with some cheese and some sour cream. I may try the egg life wraps that I was told about, where you put the cheese down in the skillet and then put the egg life wrap on top of that, and kind of makes it crunchier. So I may make me a couple of tacos out of that, and that's going to be my dinner. And I have my frozen treat for dessert, and I have felt really, really satisfied with food, which is kind of weird because I think even keto, sometimes you battle with a lot more temptation, I guess. And just the fact that I'm eating all animal product, with the exception of the little bit of sweetener, has kept me completely satisfied. Really do well with saying no. So just wanted to sit down and talk with you guys, and definitely share the extra burst of energy, and that I've been experiencing that for at least this whole second week so far, and really happy and pleased with that. So if you're out there and you're thinking about carnivore, giving it a try, give it a try. And the easiest thing to remember is animal products. That includes any meat, seafood, eggs, heavy whipping cream, cheese, preferably like hard cheeses. Cheese off the block is even a little cleaner than getting the kind in the bag, but if all you can get is the kind in the bag, start with that. I use that sometimes. And then learning to eat enough to keep you satisfied. So if that's more food for you, then you have at it. And I can almost guarantee you that when you're where I am, where you're almost 2 weeks in, you're going to be feeling really good. So, and I know it's easier for someone like me because I've already been low carb / keto for 3 years now. So for me, it's not as much of a challenge. It's not so difficult because I've already almost there with my eating. So, but I want to encourage you to give it a try, because I want you to feel as good as I'm feeling right now. Well, you guys, it was nice sitting here talking with you. I got to go in, get some more work done now that I have some energy, and I will talk with you all next week, and you all have a good week. Love you all. Bye.